welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. I am your guest host, Q, and we are here today documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at the time. And today we have Cory. Hi, Cory. Welcome.
How are you, Q? How are you?
Well, happy Friday.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yes, the weekends are always great, but entrepreneurs, do we ever rest?
We really don't. We just find something else to do with our time away from the office. It's typically laptop and on the couch sometimes.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about your company, Thymbol.
So Thymbol is a mobile marketing company. We have an advertising strategy which allows businesses to reach more consumers. Our strategy is to allow that business to speak directly to consumers with the power of video, as well as offering some sort of discounts to sort of kind of incentivize customers to try out their new products or their services.
Well, and so it seems really, really incredibly helpful to businesses of any size. But let's go back and talk about the name.
Okay.
Why Thymbol?
Well, as a kid, I loved playing Monopoly, and I always wanted to be the thimble. And so I wanted something that was unique. I wanted to kind of separate ourselves from everyone else, and I didn't want to tell the story without giving everything away with just the name. So, but it stands for Business Solutions at Your Fingertips.
So can we collect 200 when we... Let's go.
Absolutely, you can. And when you're going to collect from the customers that we're going to send your way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I always love the stories behind, creative brands, creative names, because it's more than just a name for you, as is the business, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a passion, and it's also, you've heard this saying over and over again. This is my baby, and once we finished the development, it truly felt like it's the birth. But now it's like, okay, now I have to raise this unruly teenager, and I don't quite know what I'm going to get until I toss it out there into the world. Yeah, we can only do our part, and then we have to allow it to get out there, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. Is we're getting ready to push it out to the public.
Well, let's go back and actually talk about your background, where this all began. Did you know that you were going to play Monopoly as an adult?
I didn't. I'm not one to really get involved in real estate, but I was always a marketer. When I was 12 years old, I had a paper route. And I would give away free papers even to the residents on the route that didn't have a subscription. But I found that if I kept giving it to them for free, eventually they would just tip me because I was being kind to them. Wow. So I found a way to kind of leverage something.
So and lemonade stand. You just
no lemonade stand because I didn't want to sit out in the corner. I like to get out and go. That's I can't sit still. So the lemonade people, they sat still, and they waited for people to come to them. I wanted to be able to have something where I can go to the people.
See, and you were giving them something that was bettering their lives or keeping them informed, and it wasn't. It was something that they could carry with them for more than just until the end of the cup, or until they got to the end of the cup with the lemonade. So you're kind of carrying through what you did a long time ago. Yeah,
I think back to the newspapers. I grew up in the Midwest, and there was always a need for the newspaper. It was something that you used to either pack your dishes away, or it's going to be something you kind of cleaned your mirrors with. So it kind of had a dual purpose, and that's exactly what we think Thymbol has. We think it has a dual purpose.
Well, and you seem like a really patient guy. Patience is a virtue. So what I think is so amazing about Thymbol and what you've done is you waited until you had everything just rock solid before coming to market, which is shortly. So why are you so patient?
I can tell you right now, I wasn't born patient. This has become this is something that you had to develop. Because if you're not patient, you can destroy your product and you can destroy your name before it really has its place in history. And I didn't want that. I really want Thymbol to be something historic. And I want when everyone have their first opportunity to witness it, I wanted to make sure that it is functional and that it is something that they can relate to. So I had to be patient.
Yeah, being relatable is huge because that means you're almost going to be like a lifestyle brand of sorts.
That's
like
exactly what we absolutely trying to position ourselves that way. We consider ourselves the lifestyle app. We want consumers to be able to begin their morning looking for a cup of coffee. The first thing they do is they open the Thymbol app to find out, can I find the closest coffee shop closest to me? And are they offering any type of discounts? And then later on as the day progresses, well, it's lunchtime. I want to get out. It's nice outside. I want to find a nice bistro where I can sit out on the patio. Is that bistro in Thymbol's app?
What are 3 words? If you had to describe Thymbol in 3 words, what would it be?
Empowering, efficient, and ethical.
That's great. Ethical is something that most people don't use as a descriptive word for their products or businesses, and that's super important. I think that it's evident by you waiting. Again, I mean, I keep bringing that up because, you know, startups are constantly just throwing stuff out there and seeing if it sticks, and you know it's going to stick. You're not. I
have the faith that it's going to stick.
Well, you're not here for the short term. You're not here for just the quick buck. You know, you're here like what you did with their paper route.
And Monopoly is a long game, so we can't be in for the quick buck. It takes some time. We have to pass go a few times.
I love that this is coming full circle, literally.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud because I know the hard work that we've put in, and we know what we're going to offer the public is something that's very genuine.
Well, you are in the tech space, you're in the business space, you're in the community space, and it's rewarding, right? When you can really help these businesses, when you've created this tool. But what keeps you going? Like what has kept you going this entire time?
The believing in our purpose. Our purpose, we truly have created a platform that allows the little guy to have the same sort of imprint in business to consumers as the big guy. We have a platform that put every business on an even playing field. And that's what keeps us going. Until that message resonates through the business community, we have a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. What can the community do to support you?
Well, obviously, we want the community to use our services and our products, and the best thing that they can do for us is to download the Thymbol app. Once they download the Thymbol app and they start utilizing the businesses that are in the app, that's the best way that they can give back to the community, is to use the small business, support small business.
And there's a lot of groups that preach that, and so how do we set you apart?
Well, the way that Thymbol can be truly set apart is when you utilize these services, it allows local business to realize for the small amount of marketing dollars that we allocate towards Thymbol each month, we are getting a return. So we have this giant force working for us at a fraction of the cost. I think it speaks for itself. When I come into a shop and say, hey, I found you on Thymbol, I know that this is working for me. And we wanted to take a lot of the guessing out. As you mentioned, throwing darts and trying to find out what stick. Yeah. We want to be the one dart that's the bullseye for small business. We want to be the one that sticks.
What I also love, I mean, I've done my homework on Thymbol, and as a marketer myself, you know, businesses always want to know what's the ROI, return on investment, right? And there's something that I always preach, that it's really about the return on relationship. Because if you can create something that is sustainable, I mean, the investment, the return on your investment will always come back.
You know, Q, I think a lot of managers, they're so quick to jump into what is the ROI. Well, I think they forget about the CLV, the customer lifetime value. And our platform allows that. With a lot of with the features that we have there, I consider it customer retention. Yeah. When the consumer makes you their favorite on Thymbol, now you are connected with them.
Well, thank you for having that vision and that mission to kind of make the community a better place through your app, and for sharing your story with us.
I appreciate it. It was a great Friday.
Really enjoyed learning more about you. And so everyone, download the Thymbol app.
Right? Download the Thymbol app and you will be rewarded.
Awesome. And with that, we're out.